Most men confuse affection with love, a text, a compliment, a playful smile. But Stoicism reminds us words are fleeting. Behavior is truth. If you want to know how deeply a woman feels for you, don't watch her lips. Watch her consistency, her silence, her sacrifices. Real love doesn't announce itself. It's revealed in subtle actions, in private moments, in things done when no one's watching. In this video, we explore 6 quiet but powerful things a woman only does when she truly loves you, not when she's entertained, not when she's unsure, but when her heart has chosen fully. 1. She cares without asking, and that's no small thing. A woman in love doesn't wait for instructions. She doesn't need to be told what to do. She simply pays attention. She notices the slump in your shoulders before you say a word. She remembers your favorite coffee and hands it to you before you realize you need it. This isn't about obedience. This is about emotional investment. A quiet, almost invisible kind of devotion that modern men often miss because they've been trained to look for louder signs. But Stoicism reminds us it is not the noise that reveals truth, it is action. Epictetus taught that character is not in what we say, but in what we choose. And when a woman chooses to support you in the background, without fanfare, without needing praise, she's telling you something deeper than words can say. She wants to see you rise not because it benefits her, but because your success becomes a part of her own meaning. She nurtures because she believes in your becoming, not because she has to, because she wants to. And here's the thing, she won't do this for just anyone. She won't adjust her routine or interrupt her day for a man she's unsure about. If she's all in, she'll show up consistently, subtly, and with heart. If she's not, the silence will tell you. So pay attention, not to the big gestures, but to the small ones done when no one's watching. That's not convenience. That's love. 2. She protects your name when you're not in the room. It's easy to say I love you when everything's calm, when the lights are low and the mood is right. But real loyalty doesn't show up in comfort. It reveals itself when no one's watching. When your name is brought up in a room you're not in. When subtle jokes, criticism, or gossip start to creep in and she has a choice, stay silent or stand up. A woman who truly loves you will never let your name be dragged without resistance. She becomes your invisible shield. She'll check her friends, stop the sarcasm, challenge the tone, not out of pride, but because she's emotionally invested. Because you matter. Beyond the moments you spend together, you've become part of how she defines the world she stands for. Stoicism teaches us that character is revealed not in our public virtues, but in our private decisions. Loyalty is one of those decisions. Quiet, unseen, but absolutely sacred. If a woman laughs when others mock you, or nods along when people diminish your value, it's not neutrality, it's distance. But if she protects your absence like a sacred space, if she chooses discomfort over disloyalty, that's not just affection, it's conviction. So, if you want to know how deep the love runs, don't just ask how she treats you when you're near. Ask yourself what happens when you're not around. If she defends you when there's no benefit to doing so, that's real. That's rare. That's love without a spotlight. 3, she chooses you before it's official. You might think love begins when someone says it out loud, when it's labeled, defined, posted on social media. But that's not how real connection works. Real love often moves quietly, long before the words catch up. A woman who truly loves you begins to shift her world around you without fanfare, without being asked. She stops responding to messages that used to entertain her. She pulls back from the kind of attention she once allowed because her heart has already chosen. Not because you demanded it, not because you gave her an ultimatum, but because she's emotionally exclusive long before there's any formal title. Stoicism teaches us that the wise do not overpromise, they align their actions with their values. And that's what she's doing. She's not announcing her love. She's practicing it. She stops performing for the world and starts protecting what you're building, even if it's not fully formed yet. She becomes quieter online, less flashy, less available to outside noise. She no longer keeps a foot out the door, just in case. Instead, she closes that door from the inside and looks toward something deeper, something solid. This kind of commitment doesn't come with fireworks. It comes with stillness, with steady choices made in silence. If she's already behaving like you're hers, even without the ring or the label, you're seeing something rare. And if she's not, then don't get distracted by what she says. Pay attention to what she aligns her life with, because love, real love, doesn't need a stage. It simply chooses and stays. 4. She enters your world without losing hers. When a woman truly loves you, she doesn't try to replace your rhythm. She learns to move with it. She doesn't come in to control, to shrink, or to bend you into a version of yourself that suits her comfort. Instead, she studies you quietly, curiously, not to manipulate, but to understand the man you are and the man you're becoming. She notices your late-night habits and adjusts without complaint. She understands your ambition, your silence, even your distance during busy seasons. She doesn't demand constant attention because she values what you're building, and yet she's present, steady, supportive, not by clinging, but by sinking. Stoicism tells us that love is not possession, it is alignment. The wise do not force others into their mold. They find harmony without losing themselves. And this woman, she does just that. She keeps her own identity intact. She continues her path, but she lets your world and hers begin to overlap gently, naturally. She learns the names of your mentors, the reasons behind your rituals, not to impress you, but because she sees herself investing in your journey. And still, she doesn't disappear into your shadow. She brings her own light, her own voice, her own purpose. That's rare, because most people either get consumed or stay separate. But the one who loves you, she integrates. She doesn't ask you to slow down. She runs beside you, hands steady, feet firm, not as a passenger, not as a weight, but as your equal, as your mirror, as the melody to your movement. 5. She sees your darkness and doesn't run. Anyone can love you when you're winning, when your smile is easy, your ambition magnetic, your confidence untouched. But that's not where real love lives. Real love shows itself when everything falls apart, when you can no longer perform, when your eyes are heavy with failure, regret, or grief, that's when most people step back. But if she stays, pay attention. A woman who truly loves you doesn't flinch when the mask comes off. She doesn't retreat when you cry, or when you lose your temper, or when you finally admit you're not okay. She holds the space not to fix you, not to pity you, but to remind you that even at your lowest, you are still worthy of love. Stoicism reminds us that strength isn't the absence of pain, it's how we carry it. And when you let someone into your pain, you offer them your most vulnerable self. Most women want your highlight reel, but the rare one, she wants your truth. She'll challenge you. Yes, she won't let you drown in your weakness, but she also won't weaponize your past. She won't throw your scars back at you in future fights. She holds them with care, like a mirror. She reflects not just who you are, but who you can become. That kind of loyalty is sacred. It can't be bought. It can't be faked. And if you ever find a woman who sits in your silence without fear, who respects your shadows as much as your light, don't overlook her. Because love isn't proven in the celebration, it's revealed in the collapse. And she stayed. 6. She becomes your anchor, quiet, steady, unshakable. In a world that moves fast, where people drift in and out of each other's lives like waves, it's easy to confuse attention for affection. But love, real love, doesn't drift. It roots. And if you've ever had a woman stand beside you, not just in your moments of power, but in your moments of pause, you've felt what it means to be anchored. She doesn't need constant excitement. She doesn't chase drama or abandon ship at the first sign of a storm. She holds. She steadies. When your energy fluctuates, when life tests your direction, she doesn't pull you off course. She helps you find your center again. Stoicism teaches that external things are fleeting, but what is grounded in character endures. A woman who becomes your anchor isn't loud about it. She won't announce her loyalty. She'll live it through consistency, through calm, through quiet acts that say, "You can lean on me without fear." She's not impressed by surface-level promises. She pays attention to patterns. She watches how you carry your burdens and lets you carry them, but never alone. She doesn't make herself your purpose, but she strengthens your purpose simply by being beside you. And here's what makes it rare. She doesn't drift because she doesn't need to be chased. She already chose. She's there, not because you're perfect, but because she sees the value in your imperfection. Because to her, home isn't a place. It's you when you're grounded, when you're real, when you're growing. If you've ever known that kind of woman, don't let the noise of the world make you forget her stillness. Because when a woman becomes your anchor, you stop floating and you finally start to build.